Welcome to the new modular. What is that about, really? Well, we are Blockless Network, and you're joining us today for this quick workshop to go ahead and get started on building network-neutral applications that are powered by your community. They scale as your application grows, and it is a fully decentralized stack, front-end, middle layer, and back-end as well. And so what I want to go ahead and go over today is just a little bit about what makes Blockless kind of special. You'll see we have CLI tooling, we have SDKs that are available for you to use. And really the special sauce is that we take care inside of our network protocol. We will go ahead and do the scaling for you. So you can build with our SDKs in a few different languages, and then go ahead and head over to our documentation and you can take a look about a randomized distribution and how we're going to help you scale and keep building dApps that have the lights on all the time. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's install the CLI tooling so you can build dApps today on Blockless. And it's pretty quick. You can just head over to, again, our documentation and get our CLI install instructions. They are also on our GitHub. We're just going to copy one of these commands here if you have curl or if you have wget. This works on Mac and Linux pretty well. If you have Windows, please use WSL. We just don't have full support yet, but we're working on it. So now once you have the tooling installed, you can connect to the network. You can check if you have installation and if you are logged in, and then we'll have a couple different addresses here that are local. Grab one that works for you. Sometimes the local 127 doesn't work for everybody. And then you're going to go ahead and pick the wallet that you want to connect with. I'm going to approve a signature challenge here, and then we've logged in. We can go ahead and check the CLI and see that we've logged in now. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit quick about serverless functions. Blockless is a function as a service platform that is fully decentralized and distributed, and so we do have functional service built up, and we're going to go ahead and use the CLI to scaffold an assembly script project, and we'll go ahead and use our hello world template so you can see how this runs really quick. We're using the BLS CLI, and this will be most of our workflow tooling. So we're going to go ahead and invoke this function using BLS function invoke, and we'll build and see that we get hello world. Cool. So we also have support for static and dynamic websites. You can bundle them using a variety of different technologies. Server routes are written in one of the WASM compatible languages. The front end can be written, in any static compilation tooling that you prefer. And we're going to go ahead and create an empty byte app, and we will check out that we can actually preview this. So we can build the site, and then we'll bring up a simple Vite server. And then we're going to go ahead and be able to do live preview of this Vite server as you develop. This is also running what would be a blockless function in the background. If you had the dynamic route set up, you could go ahead and test those locally and then deploy to dpin. And that way you can get moving really quick. You can do everything local that you would with a local instance of Blockless and then push it to the cloud. So once you've been logged into the dashboard, we do have a little bit of a management console that you can use. You can interface through the CLI if you never want to go to this web app. But just in case you do want to, see a little bit of stats or manage the functions, you can hit up the dashboard that we have, the console, and you can actually manage your functions there as well. So we're going to go ahead and deploy this function, and hopefully everything on this run works. Again, we're a decentralized application, and so as you know, with different availabilities in these type of things, that sometimes some things fail once in a while, and it's possible that we may need to redeploy. But I'm assuming that this is going to go ahead and go through for us. And we'll see that there it is on the right hand side. The dashboard is already updated and it has received notice that the function does exist. It's been published to IPFS, and we have an assembly that the blockless node network is able to retrieve and execute, and we've been given an ingress URL. We can also retrieve that here on the management console, and once we go ahead and open that up, and we'll see that it's returned hello world as its value. And we can also do a deployment of a site. So as we've brought up that Vite site earlier, we'll go ahead and jump in and deploy the Blockless static site to the DPIN cloud as well. And this works pretty much exactly the same way as we've seen with the previous function. We're going to go ahead and just push this to the publishing cloud. I'm away here. It takes just oh, there it is. It failed. So as we see, there may have been a service that was unable to communicate while doing the publish. What's underneath of us is obviously a bunch of different distributed networks such as IPFS, Ethereum, Cosmos, and many more. And so, from time to time, we're still kind of working on overall fault tolerance and resiliency. And then we've been given our URL or our CNAME, and we'll go ahead and try to jump into that and see that hello Vite, we do have a web app then that has been published. So I wanted to take a few minutes just to kind of walk you through. This is an assembly script project that's been scaffolded. This is the hello world that we started. As you'll see, it's just a regular, it looks like a TypeScript file, but this is really assembly script. We do have our own TOML file. This is a configuration where you can set build options, options around execution as well, and some permissions information that's in our documentation. But as you can see, it's just a vanilla assembly script object or project, excuse me. Everything that enhances this enhances it from the core. So you could have segmented this so that you can bring this really anywhere. I'm just going to go ahead and just change this wording here that says hello world, just to say something different and show you that you can execute this in real time, and will help you bundle and build for something that will then be published out to the DApp world. So hello ETHGlobal. I wanted to give you a couple extra hacker tips. Believe it or not, we've reached the end of the micro workshop. You've already gotten ready to work on Blockless network itself, and you have the tooling installed, and you've looked at some projects. But I wanted to show you we do have a few other SDKs, so you can come on out here and take a look. And those of you that are hacking away, check out a few of these SDK assembly script open API or the HashiCorp. Those are extensions that are written inside of the SDKs themselves. So those are some goals that you could reach for if you want to try to help extend the platform. You could look at those as examples. We also have a CGI, excuse me. So here's the CLI that you could go and you can extend this as well and help us, add other items to this. And then we also have a CGI extension interface. So if you want to extend outside of the runtime or outside of the core, this is another example where you could bring in Web 2 tooling, legacy stack software, and even other RPC nodes, or really any software's limits, AI inferences, Python, ML. And so that's what I've got. Thanks so much. Check us out online.